What is up, guys? It is me, Real American Politics, back in with a new video. Today, we are doing the May 2021 Senate predictions for 2022. Now, the reason that I am remaking this video because there's a couple major mistakes in the video that I didn't realize or failed to address certain aspects of the video, and I wanted to just redo it, so this is a remake of it. There's some on the election mafia, they were copying, taking what I said out of context, so I wanted to decided to remake the video. And yes, before I forget, hope you guys enjoy these videos. If you guys do, smash a like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, and yes. So today, we are doing an updated 2022 Senate prediction. And I have a bunch of tabs open because I'm going to do a little explaining for a lot of the decisions I'm about to make. So anyways, let us start with the safe Democrat states. Guys, these are safe. These are safe. Alright, the West Coast is safe. QAnon might think it's lean Republican or not, but it's safe Democrat. Colorado could be likely Democrat, but Michael Bennet, I failed to address that Michael Bennett's running for re-election, and there's really no Republican that I could think of outside of maybe Cory Gardner that could get within 10 points, but I highly doubt that he's going to run this year. So it's going to be safe Democrat, barring Cory Gardner from running, which would make the state likely Democrat to maybe lean, but as of now, it is safe Democrat. Illinois, you may have Adam Kinzinger run for the Senate race there, but he maybe could get it within like 12 or 11, but either way, I do think it's a safe Democrat. Could be a lot closer than usual, but as of now, I do think the Democrats will win the state by at least 10 to 11, so by a safe margin. Maryland is safe Democrat. That's an F in the chat for Larry Hogan, which I failed to realize that he declined to run for the Senate race, and I don't think he will run. I'm hearing reports that he's not going to run, so it's going to be a safe Democrat site either way. And again, the election mafia took what I said out of context. I said that's if Larry Hogan ran. He's probably not going to run, so it's going to be safe Democrat. But if he decides to run, it would be a likely, maybe lean Democrat state. It's not crazy in a state where Larry Hogan won, I believe, 55% of the vote in a blue wave year. Yeah, he could probably make a dent within 10 points. Connecticut is safe. New York is safe. Vermont is safe. Phil Scott's not running. I don't want him to run, so he's not running. So these states are all safe Democrat. Now for the Republicans. Alaska, Utah, guys, these are safe Republican states. No matter what you do, these are safe Republican to the core. Now we have 10 states that we have to discuss because we have a little discussing to do about a little bit of these states. So let us start in the great state of Nevada. Now, last time, Mastro won by, I believe, with 2.5 percentage of the vote. And you look at the results from 2016. Personally, I do believe she won on a fluke. You had major third-party vote share in the state of Nevada that screwed over the incumbent. And I personally believe that if the third party did not run in 2016, Mastro probably wouldn't have won. That's here or there. Now, you have a good bit of Republicans that could run for the Senate. I'm mostly looking at Adam Lakesolt. He's pretty good on the issues, and he did fairly well in a blue wave year in Nevada in 2018. So I do believe that Lakesolt could make a huge dent in the race. And personally, I do believe within a red trending state, and with a decent amount of politicians or candidates that all have pretty good backgrounds, I do believe Republicans will win Nevada by a tilt margin. So, in a red wave year, it could easily be a lean margin for all I know, but as of now, I do believe it will be a tilt Republican state for the Republicans. Now, we got Arizona. This is going to probably be the second most competitive state in the 2022 Senate elections. Now, Democrats, of course, are running Mark Kelly, that moderate, semi-populist candidate from the state of Arizona. And Republicans have, once again, a decent pool of candidates to run. Now, you got Andy Biggs, who's probably going to run for Senate. You got maybe Paul Gosar, he's probably going to run for governor, and a few others. Now, Republicans also have a third option. who is being funded by Peter Thiel, which is Blake Masters. Blake Masters is more of a populist, national conservative. He has some libertarian-esque leanings, kind of like Rand Paul on some issues, but other than that, he's a pretty solid person on the issues. Now, the question is, will Mark Kelly do anything insane? That's the 100% what's going to determine the race. If he does something absolutely crazy, he's going to lose. But he would have done something crazy by now. I highly doubt that he will. So, as of now, I do believe Democrats will win the state by half percentage point, maybe 1%. And Mark Kelly is going to be saved because he may not do anything completely stupid. Hopefully he does, but as of now, most likely won't happen. Now, we got Missouri. Republicans have 3 candidates as of now that declared: Rick Holmes, Eric Richins, and Eric Schmidt. We're just going to ignore the top one. He's just cringe. I mean, you just got to read this part. He's a libertarian. Just shoot, go away. But the other 2, they actually have they've done pretty well in statewide races in the past. And you would go down to the polling, down here, I should say. You go down to the polling, and Eric Schmidt, Eric Richins, both win by lean to likely margins. Most likely be a likely margin. A couple of these polls, like Remington, this is from Remington. They had some absurd polls in 2020. So realistically, it's looking like Republicans will win the state of Missouri by a likely margin, which may seem crazy that, oh my god, why is it not safe Republican? That means it's over for Missouri. Roy Blunt only won the state by 2 to 3%. So, Republicans winning by a likely margin, 8 to 9%, based on the election mafia's own polls, is not crazy whatsoever. Now we got the state of Wisconsin. This is my home state, and you just look at the potential candidates. Only 2 of them suck, or I don't want them to run. The first one is Cleefish. I hate her. She's cringe. She's a former lieutenant governor. She's the definition of an establishment shill. We'll just hopefully she doesn't run. I don't think she will. The next is Brian Steele. He is Paul Ryan 3.0. He is the direct replacement, the hand-picked replacement of Paul Ryan. Yeah, so I could take anybody of these guys. Sean Duffy, Matt Gallagher could possibly be a good pick. Kevin Nicholson's preferred, the best option. Devin Beth, okay, but personally I would either want Kevin Nicholson, Sean Duffy, Matt Gallagher, or Ron Johnson. So there's 4 solid options. And you go to the Democrats, I mean, you look at their pool of candidates. Folks, these are not good candidates for a statewide election. I mean, Sarah Godlowski, not good. I mean, really, she won a couple of races on flukes. Tom Nelson maybe could appeal to the former blue-collar Democrat vote, because he was the Outagamie County executive, which is more of a blue-collar suburb. But other than that, not really a good pool of candidates. Maybe he can run Ron Kind. Highly doubt he will run for Senate. He's trying to hold on for dear life in his own House seat. So either way, I think Republicans, no matter who you run except those 2 candidates I pointed out, will be a lean Republican state. Now, we have the state of Ohio. Guys, we all know who everybody wants to run. J.D. Vance. Now, there is question marks surrounding Vance. Not gonna lie. There's some things he said in the past about Trump and a little bit of Obama that is questionable. But this is my biggest reason of why J.D. Vance, if he decides to run, which he's all about the run, 1, Tucker Carlson pretty much is pushing for him. 2, Peter Thiel, who is a national conservative billionaire who supports populist candidates, is funding J.D. Vance pro-PAC. And thirdly, outside of Josh Mandel, who's not the best on issues, all these other guys absolutely suck. So J.D. Vance, especially against Tim Ryan, who is running for the Democrats, Tim Ryan, he can maybe make it closer than it should. I do think either way, Republicans will win the state of Ohio by a likely margin. If you run J.D. Vance, and if worse, you run Josh Mandel, you would still win by 6 to 9 points either way. Unless you run Timken. Just don't run Timken. Now, we have the state of North Carolina. Here we go with a couple decent candidates for the Republicans. They're meh compared to the other people I would want to run. Ted Budd is okay. Pat McCrory, meh. And Mark Walker, decent. There are 3 okay. Laura Trump, I hope she does run. I mean, she's one of the only Trumps that's actually good on the issues. You have people like Richard Barris, Robert Barnes, pushing for Laura Trump to run. I do think she possibly could run. It just sucks because I want a Big Rob, Mark Robertson, to run. He sadly will not be running this time. But either way, guys, this is not going to be close. It's going to be a lean Republican state. In a red wave here, in a state that's semi-trending Republican, guys, Democrats are not going to win that state this year. Now we have the state of Georgia. Everybody knows Raphael Warnock won because he ran against one of the worst candidates ever for a Senate race. Personally, I think that was a fluke. In a red wave year, you run anybody outside of Kelly Loeffler, you would win. A lot of these guys that are running, they're all pretty good. Most of them are solid. Buddy Carter's okay. Drew Ferguson's okay. Herschel Walker is mint on a lot of the issues. He's always been pro-Trump. You run anybody but Loeffler, you win Georgia by a tilt margin. I don't care what people say. Guys, Georgia will be Republican this cycle if you run anybody but Loeffler. It could be lean Republican if football dude and Herschel Walker runs. Florida's likely Republican. I'm not even... Marco Rubio in a red wave here. It should be safe, but for now, it would be a likely Republican state. Now, we have Pennsylvania, which will be the most competitive Senate election this year. Republicans have Sean Parnell, 99% he's going to run. He is the top candidate for the Republicans. He can appeal to Trump's base, while at the same time doing fairly well in the suburbs of Philly. You go down to the Democrats. You look who's running. There's one name in particular everybody knows. John Fetterman. Big dude. He has the optics to appeal to those blue-collar voters in Pennsylvania. But his record on some of the things he said and did in the past is gonna possibly bite him the arse this election. Now, you have a couple other blue-collar candidates that can run. Conor Lamb being the unironic other best choice for the Democrats. Of course, Conor Lamb versus Sean Parnell is the most unironic, one of the most ironically funny things you could possibly happen. I mean, they ran against each other for Pennsylvania 17th in 2020. So, either way, with a red trending state in Pennsylvania, it did trend Republican this cycle, and you have blue-collar Republican possibly going against a Bernie-type socialist, or semi-blue-collar type in Conor Lamb, I do think Republicans would win the state of Pennsylvania by a tilt margin. It will be close. It's going to be the bellwether of the election. If Republicans can win this state, they're going to win Georgia, Nevada, possibly Arizona. Now, we have the state of New Hampshire. Everybody knows there's a single candidate that Republicans need to run, which he's all but saying he's going to run. Chris Sununu, the governor of New Hampshire, one of the most popular governors in the entire United States, won by landslides in 2018 and 2020. And going against Maggie Hassan, who isn't particularly popular in the state of New Hampshire, in a red wave here. Now, people are going to say, but New Hampshire trended blue in 2020. Here is a misconception with New Hampshire. Yes, it did trend blue in 2020. But when you factor in the nationwide popular vote swung 2.5 points Democrat, and New Hampshire is notorious for hating incumbents. I mean, they always just trend the opposite way. each election cycle because they always hate incumbents. New Hampshire is a state where you can't really look at the presidential election for it because they always are they just don't care for incumbents. So that is why I'm saying that you can't really look at the 2020 election. Now you go down to the polling, and even the election mafia's own pollsters are showing that Sununu would win by a lean to likely margin. The election mafia's own pollsters. I do believe Republicans would win the state of New Hampshire in 2022. Again, it depends if Sununu runs, which is a 99% chance he will run. If he doesn't, well, it's probably be tilt Democrat. But as of now, I do believe it will be a lean Republican. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, smash a like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, and yes. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.